Hi, I am Dr. Sai Prasad Reddy. Welcome to Software Testing Interview Questions and Multiple Choice Questions for Session 16. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the interview question. Why software developers are not included to test the project? Or the question may be asked in different way. Can a software developer be a software tester? Or why testing is not done by the developers? So these are the interview questions. The same question may be asked in a different way. Different technical people will ask this question in a different way. Now see here. I repeat, why software developers or the software programmers are not included to test the project? That means why the software test engineers only will do testing? Or can a software developer be a software test engineer? Or why testing is not done by the developers? Here the testing is black box testing. Obviously, we know very well, software developers will do white box testing. Software test engineers will do black box testing. Here the question is, why the testing is not done by the developers? This is the one. This is the interview question. So you have to spend at least 3 minutes for this question in the interview. Now, there are so many other reasons, but predominantly you have to explain these 5 points in the interview. Now, so what the developers will do? Developers will do the developing the code. What do you mean by developing the code? Developing the code is nothing but a constructive process. It is a constructive process. See, the developer's process is a constructive process, and their objective, the software developer's objective will be always towards the development of the programs. So in what way they have to do the programming, in what way they have to do the best programming, and what are the different coding standards they have to implement while doing the coding, like this. The developer's object will be always towards this development of the programs in best way. So that's why this development of the code or the writing the code is nothing but the constructive process. Whereas testing is a destructive process. That means the software test engineers will test to break attitude. That means they will break the system, they will try to break the system in order to find the defects. They will always, software testing team will always focus to find the defects by destructive process. This is a main difference between the development process and testing process. Development process is a constructive process. Testing is a destructive process. So, being a software test engineer, they should have a strong desire towards the quality of the project. How they can have this, how they can reach the high quality of the project by doing the effective testing and efficient testing, right? So, and if the software developers are asked to do that black box testing, see, during the black box testing, generally the software test engineers will find the defects in the project. Why the defects are occurred in the project? Because of the errors in the code. Who is responsible for errors in the code? Developers are the responsible for errors in the code. Now, if developers do the testing, they will not accept that their coding is a poor coding, right? Sometimes developers will not accept the bad news. What is the bad news? Finding the defects, having the defects. What is the bad news for the developers? Having the defects in the project. Why these defects are occurred in the project? Just because of poor coding in the program. Who is responsible for poor coding in the program? Developers. Sometimes they will not accept that their mistakes. And if the test engineer performs the testing activities on the project, the entire testing team will internalize the testing principles. They will incorporate the testing principles by following the strict guidelines of the testing principles. They will do the testing. I repeat. A good test engineer internalize the testing principles. What it means? These testing principles will be incorporated by the software testing team while doing the testing. If and only if they follow the testing principles strictly, then only they will get succeed in finding the defects. Right? And obviously, the testing software requires a different mindset than that is required to develop the software. Obviously, because the software test engineers will be totally focused, they will be having a different mindset towards the testing. Whereas the developers will have the different mindset for performing the coding, for doing the coding, for designing the coding. Right? For these or due to the reason of all these points, the software test engineers will be assigned a black box testing. The developers will be assigned the white box testing. So the testing will be always done by the software test engineers, not by the developers. Even though the developers performs the black box testing, obviously there are chances to have the bias. That means they will not accept that their coding is a very poor coding, right? So all these points you have to explain in the interview. Why software developers are not included to test the project? Or can a software developer be a software test engineer? Or why this testing, that is black box testing, is not done by the software developers? The same question will be asked in a different way by the different people in the interview panel. Right? You have to explain these 5 points. You have to spend at least 3 minutes for giving the answer for this question. Clear? Now, just have framed this multiple choice questions. These multiple choice questions you will get in the technical screening test. Many of the companies, they are conducting the technical screening test before going to this face-to-face interview. Right? This all the technical screening test will have only the multiple choice questions only. Now see, why the developers are not included to do the testing the product? There are 4 options. They lack the objectives of testing. They are not as competent as the testers. Testing team is a must to recheck what the developers did. The developers know only how to do coding. These are the 4 options. You have to choose the correct option. Why developers are not included to do the testing? This question you have to understand very clearly. So what is the answer? Option A is the correct one. Because software developers will not have the objective. They will be having a lack of objectives of testing. Right? Fine. Next. One key reason why developers have difficulty testing their own work is lack of technical documentation, lack of tested tools on the market for developers, lack of training, lack of testing objectivity. Again, the answer is lack of testing objectivity. That is the main reason. That is one of the key reasons why the developers have a difficulty in testing their own work. Right? So, like this, you will get this multiple choice questions in the technical screening test, as well as in the ISTQB exam, as well as in any other competitive exams. Clear? Fine. Please subscribe my channel. Please share my videos to all the students who are searching for the job in the IT industry for the testing positions. and like my videos. Please don't hesitate to raise your comments in the comment box. Thank you.